Notice how Fenati squeezes Romano Manzi's brake lever during this race. It's abrupt, sharp. And this abruptness can be a problem for you on your next ride. This is John Del Vecchio, author of Cornering Confidence and riding coach at the Street Skills Motorcycling School. The Street Skills Moto Show focuses on the most fun part about riding, the corners. I'll be sharing highlights from my book, situations that come up in my courses, and I'll even break down my own personal motorcycling experiences. Please subscribe and click on the notifications bell below to get the latest videos first. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that controversy and drama lead to more attention for any sport, and MotoGP is no different. But this guy, Romano Fenati, did something really stupid in the Moto2 race last week in Misano. Let's take a look. He's the number 13 rider, and his uncool move can be used to illustrate an often overlooked braking technique, which I refer to as the two-step braking process. Notice how Fenati squeezes Romano Manzi's brake lever during this race. It's abrupt, sharp, and this abruptness can be a problem for you on your next ride. It's all about cornering confidence, right? Owning the curves. Well, braking into a turn at a sporting pace requires higher skills. Whenever I ask students in my courses to explain proper braking technique, they usually recite what they learned in basic training, a smooth and progressive squeeze on the lever. While correct, there is a more deliberate two-step action that should take place for advanced riders like you. Let's take a look at the two-step braking process. The two-step braking process is really pretty simple. The first step, whether you're using 2 or 4 fingers, is to apply just enough pressure to light up your brake light or bring the rotors in contact with the brake pads. This will eliminate abruptness being sent down to the contact patch. Once you make this deliberate first step, then we can bring on more progressive squeezing as needed for a quick stop, going downhill, a stop sign, whatever it is. So we're going to then, of course, release the brake lever just as smooth as you started. Now, the way you can get the feel for this initial step, the first step, is if you're rolling along. Right now, no brakes are applied, but if I put on that brake and I get a little resistance, but I can still roll the motorcycle, that would be a good way to get a feel for that first step. And then, of course, now I'm bringing on more power. I can't move my motorcycle. Okay, then I'm going to ease that brake lever back out, and I can roll that bike. That's how you do it. The two-step braking process solves the following 3 problems. The first problem is delayed weight transfer. When we brake, the bike's weight shifts forward. If we grab too hard before weight shifts forward, giving the tire a firm grip of the pavement, we risk exceeding braking traction and the tire skids. The second problem is that of inconsistent traction. Remember this phrase: a tire can take a heavy load, but not a sudden or abrupt load. Abrupt actions of the hands translate to abrupt traction at the contact patch. It's ideal to have consistent traction, because consistent traction versus spikes in traction is less likely to overwhelm available traction and allows the rider to build grip and keep within traction limits. The third problem the two-step braking process solves is that of fully compressed forks. When the forks fully compress and bottom out, that could cause a skid. Abrupt braking combined with roadway bumps could quickly bottom the forks. The two-step braking process gives the forks a better chance to do their job. And now back to our friends at Moto2. If Fenati were to have used the two-step braking process, Manzi might not have lost traction in such a horrifying manner. The fact is, Fenati probably knew darn well that an abrupt brake lever squeeze would intentionally accomplish a front tire skid, which makes this behavior even more sinister. So remember, ride as if Fenati were right there next to you, reaching for your controls. Guard that lever and use the two-step braking process. Could there be a third step in the braking process? Perhaps if you consider a smooth release of the brake lever as a step. But I'll leave that for another video. It deserves its own focus. Just remember at this time that a smooth release of the brake lever is at the heart of cornering confidence as presented in my book. If you found this video useful to your riding, like, dislike, share, subscribe, or even comment below. There's also a link to my book, Cornering Confidence, if you want to take a closer look. You can follow me on social media. I'm at all the big sites. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your bikes.